What up? What up? What up? So I'm gonna try to be quick about this. I don't want to take too much time, but I'm about to put these brakes on this bike. Thought I would do it as a live stream because I think people like this kind of stuff. So I forgot in the description to put, this is a Sunlight brake cable with the housing. Sunlight is the brand. It's just a generic brand. Sunlight. And then I got the Avid FR5 brake lever. I took the liberty of removing the grip on the handlebar because all I got to do is slide this on. Hopefully I can be quick about this. And I may just have to like cut this with some wire cutters, right? So basically the tools I'm going to use are pretty much an Allen wrench to install the brake. Same thing with this, probably a different size Allen key. This one I probably need a wire cutter. And then I probably need zip ties to keep the cable in its place. So I think that's what I'm going to be working with. And these are my different size Allen wrenches in there. So I'm going to try to knock this out real quick. All right, I think the trick is, all right, so let me see if I can see what this looks like. All right, cool. These are Avid BB7 brakes. Caliper, actually. It's a brake caliper. I'm going to have to cut. I'm breaking them already. All right, I'm going to have to BB7 Mountain. Yeah, this is the, and then you can use these little dials to adjust how tight you want the brake pads to be. This is basically like a brake caliper, I believe. It's the Avid BB7 Mountain MTN. And I think this is the right size, and these bolts came off the other one. This is the right side Allen key, and I think these bolts came off the other one. So there's that. Let's get you in close. Yeah, I think that's where we want to be. All right, so the way this works is, first of all, let me get this off because that's kind of bothering me. This is the hard part, so I think I want to do this first. And so, yeah, the caliper goes on it like this. And then those two bolts, this is pretty simple stuff, but it's just the wire that's got to come back here. It's got to be clipped, and it's got to go through here, and I've got to tighten this onto that wire and to hold it. And then these two bolts got to go in here to hold that in place. Just got to make sure that it's got to make sure that it is not rubbing. It's got to be aligned right in the middle. So I'm going to kind of leave that loose for now. Oh, man. There we go. Because apparently these brakes, oh, nice. These brakes and the space, I guess the hole where you put the nut is kind of like wide enough for you to adjust the bolt where you want it. And I'm not having a good time doing that because I don't have enough light over here. Maybe I need the old caliper. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to need is the old. That was something I probably didn't realize. All right, so this one might not fit on this bike, right? Let's try that again and see if it does. Kind of doesn't. Kind of doesn't fit. So I could probably do without that. I mean, it should, because these are almost identical, though. These are identical. No, but that's not going to get in there from the way it's positioned, the way I see it. Let's see if this goes back on. Would it be positioned in the right spot? Yes. It would be. So this means I probably have to unscrew that and add it to that. I don't know if you could see this, but I'm pretty much gonna just unscrew that off and do the same thing on this one. Here, let's pull the camera back out so you could see. So I'm pretty much gonna have to remove this piece. I don't know what this is called. It's the IS, whatever that is. But I'm gonna have to swap it out on this one. Make sure that it's the right exact size. Basically, I'm going to use the one that already fits because the one that's on my brake doesn't fit, and I'm hoping that it fits. And I'm hoping that these are pretty much the exact same length. So yeah, let's take a gamble on that and see if when I remove this one, would it fit right on here the same? That's kind of annoying, but hopefully it's going to fit. Oh, come on. That was BS. Exactly what I was trying to avoid. Of course, the washer wants to get away from me. All right, let's see if we can not mess this up. Here we go. All right, that was a quick, simple fix. I just swapped out the part that fit the bike perfectly and just swapped it out off the old brake. Oh, yeah. Wow. Looks like yeah, it looks like that piece is so far out that doesn't let the brake reach. So if I can get that one on, but that brake, yeah, all right, so that's not all the way through till I get to there. Once I get to there, I can loosen it, which is what I'm gonna have to do. That's all we're gonna do. Loosen it till it gives me enough space. There. We'll just have to tighten it accordingly once we know what we need. Yeah, all right, so beautiful. See, I'm not going to make this tight yet. I'm just going to kind of just get it in place, make sure all the bolts are just loosely screwed on. And then I'm going to align it at the end. But it looks like now I can get all the bolts in. All right. All right, so that's on. It's kind of loose, but it's on. That's really what I want. Just going to make sure it's aligned at the end. All right, so I think that's part of it done. Wow, that had me sweating. And my hands are a little grimy now, so now for the other part. I wonder, how does that look? See that? Yeah, so took a little extra work, a little elbow grease, but I got it on there kind of loosely. It's kind of on there just loose fitting. And I got to adjust it so that it's aligned properly so it doesn't touch the disc. The brake pads shouldn't be touching that disc. And I got to adjust the caliper so it's perfectly aligned so I don't get any scraping, I don't get any rubbing. And so that'll be the last part. Now what I'm going to do is put the perch on. Yeah, put the brake perch. Hope you can see that, but right here, this perch. All right, so I don't know if I need these parts anymore, but they're gonna go right here for now. All right, and then this perch lever, brake lever, is gonna go on here. Nice. This I don't need anymore for now. Don't need that for now. But I do need, what is this? Don't even know what size this is, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. Oh, perfect. Exactly what I needed right here. I think maybe I'm just going to take this out all the way. Yeah. Little WD-40 might help that because it's really scraping on that. Oh my God, these glasses. So that might need a little WD-40 because that is not going on there. Might have to not loosen that, maybe. Yeah, might have to loosen this one right here. That's what that means. What? Yeah, that might need to get loose. But I don't think I have the right one here. Let's see. Let's see if I have that. Nope. Not small enough for that. None of these are small enough for that. Let's see if I got the right one in the toolbox. That's not even big enough. Too small. There it goes. Oh. All right, so that one. That one's back. This is gonna be tough. Don't know how we're gonna get this on there because it's kind of like it's just real. There it goes. It's backwards, right? I think loosening that screw was the thing that I needed to do, but now this has got to go on this way. All right, so there's that. That screw definitely needed to get released. Probably gonna have to tighten it back. Yeah, so I got to keep it clean when I'm working or else I'll go crazy. All right, nice. So this goes on the thing. That goes on the brake caliper. All right, lovely. I got the brake perch on. I'm happy about that. Let's tighten this bad boy up now. I think it's going to have to be somewhere like way over here on the end. This is as far as it can go. All right, so hopefully all right, I got to figure out a way to slide this back on. It's got to go back on this way, right? Just going to have to figure how to get that back on, right? Maybe a little WD-40 will get that back on, but that's just a little elbow grease. And now I got my brake on there. My perch is kind of tight. Let me make sure that's tight. All right, so the perch is on there. Got to make sure that little bolt is tight. So my brakes, I got a little brake now. Just got to stick this on there. That's going to take forever. But I'm going to spare you guys that. I think he had it on this way. And that's the side that was sticking out. Yeah. So let me put it back the right way. This side was in, and that's the side that was sticking out. So I'm going to keep the pattern the same, and I'm going to leave that for later. But right now, we're going to run the cable. All right. So I think that's what we're going to do on this side. Bang. All right, so caliper's on here. It still spins, just got to tighten it up. No? Yeah, so it spins, just got to tighten it up. This cap goes on here, I believe, where the wire goes through. The wire is going to be going through there. That little cap coming out there, clamping onto there. And then I'm going to have brakes. Make sure it's not touching anything. All right, I'm not mad. I know this has been a long All right, let's get this right here. These are Sunlight brake cables. This is the part that gets tricky to me because I'm going to have to cut the end off and then just like have it tied into, no, it's going to be bolted down with that extra bolt. Yeah, I think it's long enough. All right, so I think what happens is this goes in here, right? There we go. All right. And pull that out as much as possible. All right, cool. So that's just going to be zip tied up on the bike up there. It's going to come off on this right through there. It's probably more than enough that I need right now. And this has got to get nipped off so I can stick it through here. Got to have a cap for it, though. I should have a cap for it. Housing is going to go all the way into there. And this just gets held in right there. Nice. Just got to nip that off and let it go through here. Hopefully it'll reach. Yeah. I might even have to take off some of this housing because I don't need this. I don't need this much housing, and it might cause me a problem. All right, well, let's get to snipping and make sure I can get this through here, and it's got to at least reach there. If not, I'm going to have to snip off some of this housing. It doesn't reach. I might just do that. All right, let's get the wire cutters and see. All right, so we got the wire cutters. Wow, this is going to be close. It's going to be tight. Don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. Might not. Might need to take off some more of the housing. Let's try that again. Yup, I'm going to have to clip off some of this housing so it could reach a little further. Yup. But I can't clip the wire, so how do I do that? Uh-oh. Maybe I can flip it. I wonder if the housing's going to like it if I do it that way. Yeah, it doesn't mind. Doesn't mind. And then, yeah, I might have to cut this end off some. Good job, JP. Maybe like this much more. Didn't know how much I needed, but I just took some off, and then we're gonna pull that. Yeah, so we reversed the housing. Oh, might not come out. All right, so yeah. I think we're in the game now. Yeah, we're in the game now. That works. Goes in there, comes out here. Get in there. There, there. Boom, boom. Probably should have filmed this and edited it instead, because this is a lot of like intricate detailed stuff that probably needs like a camera up close. But it's just tedious stuff that no one cares, nobody wants to see, I guess. But there. All right, so now that that's tight enough, can wire that right through there. Nice. right. So now it's just time for zip ties. Hopefully, I think these will work, right? No, I think I want maybe one a little bigger. I think I might want these. Yeah, I want the zip tie right on the lump. And then these ones are are long enough to do that. So these first ones are kind of just long enough to like get around the bar, but not the lump. Let's see. They barely can make it around the lump, and they don't feel strong enough, like they might break. Right? I like these. Right on the lump. Oh yeah, so maybe these small zip ties can work if I just put them through here. There you go. Then it has a lump. This kind of has a little loop, so didn't notice that. Nice. Zip tie right in there. Can't even see it. Once I've cut that off, you're not even going to know the zip ties are on there. Bang. How did I let this get out of there, though? Oh, yeah, so that was my problem. Tighten that up without making sure. The lever wasn't properly in there. There. Yeah, no, I shouldn't have did that. Should have waited till tightened it. Yeah. All right, so that's still kosher. So now, I technically it works, just needs to be tight. Yeah, all right, so that feels tight. All right. That came out. There we go. Oh, I just had it. Oh, wait. That's the problem. Loosen that up. And then push it down on there. was in there before. Oh my God, it was just in there. Come out. There we go. Alright, so now that's on. Alright, so that's kind of on there. Hopefully tight enough now. So it doesn't come off. Bike, tire spins. I think just needs to be tight. Yeah, all right. I think this is the part where I just gotta like make the caliper, put the caliper in the spot where it needs to be by keeping it loose or tight, making sure it's aligned, and make sure all that's right. All that's right. All right. Now let's tighten this. So the bottom one is tight. Top one is tight. Oh. Almost. All right. Normally I would clean this up, but I'm just trying to hurry up and get this to be done. Cable's a little longer than I need. I might even have to cut it eventually, but for now. Yeah, so it needs to be adjusted. It's not perfect, and there's not enough tension, you know? We gotta like align it so the tension is right. The housing could almost do without that. And it'll go right in there. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. Remove this piece. Oh, that's so tedious. All that just to remove that piece. Yeah, see, I think I'm gonna have to swap the housing. I did it, but I think I'm gonna have to just undo it to get that piece unstuck. Because I don't think I need that piece. That was an extra piece that I don't think I need. Now I'm like messing with the cable, so it's gonna be even more frayed. But hey, I have to clip it again, I guess, to get it through here. Ah! Oh my God. So maybe I might have to clip that again. So it won't be frayed when it goes through. Oh my God. I know this is crazy. I'm going to redo the whole thing just because I didn't know I needed to take this stupid piece off. Jesus Christ. This little stupid piece doesn't need to be in the housing. I could have did without it. Fuck. Nice. That's a nice car alarm. All right, so basically I had to just remove that. I went through all that just to remove this little piece off the edge of that because I don't think I need it. This is what I needed. Just like that. Nice. All right. All right. There. Come on. Don't understand how the bike is heavier than 2 cinder blocks. It must be the physics of it is just as top heavy. All right, so I'm going to have to do the zip ties all over again, but I think that's kind of the tension we want. Get that through there. Done. All right. All right, so once that's on there tight, yeah. There we go. So the brake is working. I got brakes. Yeah, so I guess definitely needs some adjusting, but brakes are there. Brakes are on. They just need some adjusting so they don't scrape. I think that's the part where I flip the bike. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. No scraping. All right. So what has to happen is I'm going to use all these other washers to adjust I don't even know if that's a good spot. Can I adjust it from there? Hopefully. Yeah. Let me get those other washers. Boom. That one. That one. Basically using the extra washers from the other brake caliper to fill in the gaps. All right. So that way the brakes are adjusted enough It just needs some more spacers to keep it that far away. All right, so let me get those little spacers. All right, another set of spacers. That should be enough. Oh man, just ruined it. All right, we'll have to do it right this time. We need 6. That one. That one. All over again. Oh, what a process. Ah. All right. More. All right. Couple more spacers, and I think I'm gonna be good. 2 spacers on this side. Might even add my own washers to make sure we're not fucking shit up. Oh, come on. Nice. That's not touching anything. I think I just need a little extra washer on the outside of that one. All right, so there's like a little, there's like a little something, kind of like the, maybe the disc is like a little warped. That's what it could be. Boom. All right. So let's tighten that up. Make sure it's in the right place. There it is. So this might be a little warped. Might need to be, oh yeah, I could see it might be a little warped. So as it spins around, it does a little scraping. Ouch! Don't bleed. Ouch! My finger got pinched in there while I was spinning. Ow! That's the little tiny cut. That's not doing anything to me. Yeah, my disc is probably warped a little bit. I'm gonna have to adjust the caliper like a little bit more. No, I mean like the. You just made that worse. Yeah, just made that worse. All right, so it's got to push in a little bit. Whatever that is, it's probably my caliper rubbing on this disc brake